What's good, gang? It's imaniblaize, and I'm back here with another video, schmidio. If you are new to this channel, let me let you know how I get down here. I speak openly and honestly about all things mental health healing, spirituality, well, my version of spirituality, real talk, all that good stuff. So if that is up your steez, if that sounds like it interests you, join us here on the channel. I'm still trying to grow this thing like a chicken wing. What? Okay, anyway, so today we're going to jump right into it. If you already read the title, then you already know what I'm talking about today. You are not your anxiety. You are not your depression. You are not your mental illness. What's prompting this? All right. I feel like I need to move a little bit closer. I don't know why, but I just wanted to move a little bit closer to you. What is prompting this? I have successfully gotten on the other side of anxiety and depression. Yes, it's still present in my life. Yes, I still deal with it, but I know what to do when I feel that energy filter in, and I will not live my life in a cage of mental illness. So I've just been noticing some people that we met in the same realm of like, oh, I deal with this, oh, you deal with this too. But I've noticed that these same people haven't moved past it, and it doesn't seem like they're moving past it. And I also just notice a lot of folks via social media, when I look at certain pages, sometimes I'll go into the comments of like these mental health pages, and I'm like reading these comments from people who have really it's like they've given their life over to their mental illness, and they just have accepted the fact that I'm going to live with anxiety forever. I'm going to live with depression forever. I'm going to have ADHD forever. And that's just not the truth. And I hesitated on making this type of video because I never want to seem insensitive. I never want to seem like I am telling somebody that what they're experiencing isn't what they're experiencing, because again, I know what it's like to deal with mental illness. I'm still moving through trauma. As a result of my trauma, your girl is dealing with complex PTSD and all the symptoms that come with it. But again, the way that I speak about these energies has changed. I used to really lock myself into this cycle of manifesting mental illness and situations that allow mental illness to impact me in a really bad way. And I would say, I have depression, I have anxiety, I have ADHD. Now I changed my language and I say, I am overcoming anxiety, I am overcoming depression, I am overcoming PTSD. And I don't say it in a toxic way that makes me feel like, oh, it's just gone, it's eradicated. Like, I know what's going on with me. I have emotional intelligence, but I'm not locking myself into any of that. And I want more people to free themselves, because so many people are spending buku dollars going to therapists, switching therapists, spending buku dollars. I don't really know how much money people are spending on like their medication, but still spending money on medication, feeling like they have to rely on this medication, and just constantly, consistently telling themselves that I have this condition and this is how it is and this is how it affects me, without taking the time to figure out what's on the other side of that mental illness, what's on the other side of trauma. It's time to heal. If you're still listening to this and you came here because you deal with a certain energy, it's time to heal. And I call them energies. I don't call them diseases anymore. I don't call them illnesses anymore. Yes, they are diseases of the mind, but they're energies that have manifested as diseases. And you have to understand that. You have to understand that. There are people who have healed themselves of cancer by simply changing the way they think about that cancer in their mind. And you have to do the same with your anxiety, with your depression, with the chemical imbalances. Like, you have to, or you're going to live in this cycle of hell. You'll have your up days, but you're going to constantly be down because that's what you believe is true for your life. So, how do you get on the other side of things? Be willing to try life off of that medicine. Be willing to put yourself in situations that feel uncomfortable and don't tell yourself what the result is going to be. For example, I did a 21-day detox fast thing with a group of people. And there were a couple people who they started out wanting to join and then somehow convinced themselves that because of their condition, they couldn't join. And it was multiple people. And I'm like, how can you put that on yourself without actually trying it on? That's like saying, oh, those shoes are good. That's probably not a good example. That's like saying, oh, I don't like peanut butter, but you've never tried peanut butter. That's like it's similar to the people who say weed helps me with my anxiety, but they've never actually tried not smoking weed and other alternatives to deal with their anxiety. So I'm not in the realm of forcing people to do anything, but it makes me sad when people say, oh, I can't fast. I can't fast because I have to have a certain amount of blah, 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 blah in my body. And then they never get to experience the true spiritual benefits of fasting. I can't do yoga because I can't do hot yoga because my body doesn't like that type of temperature and I immediately am going to pass out. You're never going to get to experience the full benefits of detoxifying your body through hot yoga. I can't do nature because I can't do bugs. You're never going to get to experience what it's like to ground yourself in Mother Earth. And I'm just saying all this to say that you've got to stop telling yourself what you can and can't do because of your mental illness. And you have to start exploring new avenues so that you can learn what life is like outside of that mental illness. Point blank, period. And I'm only speaking from my very own experience. For the longest time, I felt that smoking weed was going to be the thing that eased my anxiety until it wasn't. And I had to find something else. Those something else's being yoga, meditation, journaling, holistic practices, alternative therapy options. I see the mental health industry the same way I see big pharma. The mental health industry, excuse my dog, she wants to go out and I'm gonna have to cut this short soon because she's really like adamant. The mental health industry relies on people who have convinced themselves that they are going to live with this mental illness forever. And so the therapists, they benefit off of the person coming to them every single week because that person is not taking holistic, they're not bringing holistic practices in to really deal with the entire mind, body, and spirit to get to the root of their problems. They're stuck in that one place. Big Pharma still benefits off of the mental health therapists or psychologists. I'm not sure who's actually who actually is able to write out prescriptions, but either way, they benefit from those folks writing them prescriptions and taking mental health medicine. Like, it's still, they still mesh together. And I'm seeing the agenda of these platforms like BetterHelp and therapy, but this shit is expensive as hell. The people who need it can't actually always afford it, and people are stuck. They're stuck. And there's a way to unstick yourself, whatever you want to call that. So now people are walking past my window and my dog is going ham. So I think this is my cue to go ahead and end the video before it gets too long-winded. And as always, I always say I'm going to go into further detail with certain things, and then I don't, because I'm just trying to figure out how to get these messages out in a way that doesn't make me feel overwhelmed with making content and all that. But I really just wanted to say this to somebody who is still following these mental health pages and letting these mental health pages validate their mental illness. You are not your mental illness, and it is time to explore life on the other side of mental illness. Truly love yourself enough to really heal. I love you. I love you. I love you, and I mean it. Until next time. Bye. Mwah.